Hey everyone, it's Eric and I'm here with your new moon reading, and I'll be using my self-published deck Shadowlight Tarot. So I want to dive into this to see whatever messages come up for each of the 12 signs of the zodiac. Now we're going to take a look into the generalization of things, so depending on whether you have it as your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, Venus, or however you'd like to interpret it, depending on how astrologically inclined you may be, it is there to present the message. So for those who are generally looking for a reading, you may look for your sun sign to interpret what you're going through, what you're feeling. And then you can take that even further by watching your moon sign, in which case you'll have an understanding of yourself internally and what you're processing in terms of an emotional level. When you look at it for your rising example, that is pretty much how the world's coming through you or how others perceive you. Think of it, it's the cone in which you yourself, your light of your being of the sun, is expressed through. Now you can take this even further if you're interested in seeing a relationship aspect. Venus is usually associated with how we connect with others. That would be a good example to see what is going on in your relationship sector. But take it as you please, as each of the signs are only able to provide so much. So if you can take that and then compare it to see what you're going through, it may provide some insight for you on your journey. So take this for what it is. I'm here doing my thing, and I thank you for your appreciation, for your time to actually check this out. So let's begin with these readings. Hey Capricorn. So we're going to take a look at your reading here. Let's see, we're going to take a dive into what kind of messages may the tarot provide us and insights to take us on the journey that is going to begin with this new moon through August, past the full moon, and into Virgo season. Let's find out what information may be guided to come out for our sun, moon, and rising Capricorns. And if you want to take it out to Venus, you can, but let's see. You're guided to hear in this message that we are going through a transition. Things are changing. You want to go to somewhere new and you're ready to move forward with it because that's the start of things. And this idea is that there's this completion of this emotional journey you've been on. And it's leading to a potential marriage, whether you're leaving what seems to be something that was the old into the new, or whether it's going up along the way to reach a completion in a relationship that you're ready to either take it to a new step or to walk away from it in general. So when we're looking at this, we're looking to invest what it is that care enough to put that investment in. If you have a harvest, that means you care enough about your crops to bring it to a harvest. So when you want to tend and care and nurture, you got to put a little effort into it a little bit each day. If not each day, every other day, but it still is a continued effort. And when you have that initial state to open up that romance, to open up the idea of your emotional self, that you got to be able to understand that there's a uniqueness to it. Because it is like a child. It is like working with something that is very in tune, but it's sensed to the world where it's not in a place of judgment, it's in a place of feeling. So we got to understand that this state, especially for Capricorn, which rules the state of physical reality, is something that is not of the physical reality. So it might be a balance to understand that, as Capricorn opposes the emotional self of the Cancer. So let's see, continued for Capricorns. So with that emotional stuff, let's get some clarity on that. So there is a completion at hand. It's in the physical world here. So it's something that you've been involved in. That is the idea that spans beyond generations. If we reach this end of the road, that means that it's either the completion of the cycle or something new. Whether you're building towards it means that you want to wander. There's a thereafter in which you want to get clear to understand what it is that you want to create, that passion, because there's a justice at play that we have to speak to. What is that balance? What is too much? What is perfect for us? Where's that Goldilocks? And we got to be able to take in those things that we care about, the things that are important to us, that bring us satisfaction, because we want to be able to allow that. If we don't allow that, then what you're going to do to yourself is just get stuck, and you get too many options, you get stuck in fantasies, you're going to end up drowning if you don't make those options a reality. So take the choice into key, understand what it is. There's a goodwill charity card, so wherever it is on your journey that there is help, there's support, there's people, whether you're providing it or it's coming towards you, to take steps, actions towards where you want to go. This card here is not even a tarot card, but it comes out because I include in the deck. This is usually representing of the self. So wherever it is with yourself, be kind to yourself, because maybe that is where you need the goodwill charity to provide yourself what you need to be where you need to be emotionally. Because there's a period here where you just need some alone time to reflect on this journey, where is important to carry forward and what is worth being left behind, because not everything comes with us, not everything gets to go forward in time. But if it's slow and steady and it can last through whatever it is and go through that weathering system, then you're going to at least be able to come out the other end very happy, because you got to take charge and be realizing your passions in this reality, because you can create them, but you actually have the effort to do that. And you can't be stuck thinking that you don't have enough, or that this is an end where it's just so hard for you, because that mindset is going to give you an idea that you're looking at something that's holding you back. And you got to realize that there are blessings in life. There's a reason to be optimistic, because optimism isn't just blind faith. It's something that is going to carry you forward to bring you to them. And that's going to give you the most emotional security to understand that there's a blessing there, even though you don't like it. And even when it comes to partnerships, that partnership should become of a balance. It should be coming together, because that's going to lead you to understand that that is that emotional support, that security that is giving you your social key, your social norm to understand. So where it is you're birthing your emotional security or your emotional journey in general, your connections to love, your connections to passions, your connections to feel, the things that make you feel you're at home. It's happening really fast, like things are happening, but you are in a situation where you seem to be getting hurt, or there's a sense of grief. And in that grief, you stand tall thinking that you have all these things that you want in life. And in reality, you gotta actually start searching to see what it is that you truly wanna have in your life. Because then you're gonna find a balance to take what it is that you already have and then balance the new being incorporated into it. Because that's going to merge you with what it is you want to do, where it is you want to go. It's going to provide the stability needed. Because if you're up against the odds, then you got to understand that it's going to give you the training needed to move forward and where you want to go. And in the situation, it's a delicate manner, but if you want to make it through it all, then you're going to at least understand that it takes more than one person to get things done. And that help is going to go a long way. So make sure your voice is heard. Make sure you speak up. Make sure you understand what your light is, because as soon as you understand who you are as a person, you're going to understand that that hope is right around the corner. That what you're actually waiting for, that things that you're looking forward to, are actually not that far away. So own your own domain. Understand your foundations are important, because your strength is right there. You can create it all, and it's up to you. So put the work in, put the efforts in, and make sure you follow through, because you have the ability to do what it is that you want to do in your life, and you can actually guide yourself to it. So if you're going through a state where your emotional security is not the truth, then truly take a look at it and make changes in your life, even if it takes time, because what you're doing is actually going to lead you to something more important. Because maybe what you need is self-love. Maybe what you need is a love that is not able to be manifested because of the situation at hand. Maybe where you're emotionally secure is something that is at your home. Maybe your home environment's not the best, or maybe it's just the way you connect with others, or the heartache or the feelings that you go through. Maybe it's just hard life, or things are just challenging at the time. However you want to look at it, I think you need to proceed to be your own strength, to be your own light, because you are clear and set to understand who you are more than anyone else. And if that's something that is courageous enough to take a step, then you're going to be there. We're going to stand tall, because there's never going to be a situation where nobody gets hurt. And sometimes, whether it's you or the other person, there's situations where if you want to be victorious, that means you got to stand in your truth. And just because we don't want to lead on heavy, we got a things coming full circle card. Completion. This is it. This is the completion. If you want to reach the end, that's the end card. That is literally the end. Until it starts again. So let that start again. Pursue what it is that you are actually willing to be scared of, because you got to be hopeful and optimistic. And telling the Capricorn, that might be a little challenging, but depending, we got a little bit of signs of everything in us, depending on where our planets are. So you might have some optimism in you, but in this case and day, you want to have some optimism going through this next month. Things are changing, but you get to create what it is that you want. What it is that you want to create in the world is up to you. So don't let that go to waste. And make sure you don't be so hard on yourself either. So you're Cappy. It's okay. We want the best, and we want to work hard, and we want it to be long term. So make sure that whatever it is you do, it's long term enough that it speaks to you. I thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this extended read. And it may bring insight along your journey. And if I do this again, maybe we'll see each other again. Otherwise, you'll tune in another time. Take it easy, Capricorn.